Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another Futures Analytica live stream. Today, of course, we're going to be trading the ES futures at market open. First off, I do want to switch into regression mode here. We have encountered a high degree of price action chop here. Once again, we can't actually base our trading decisions yet based off of entropy because we can't really consider pre-market delta as to being exceptionally relevant compared to regular delta. So regular entropy from when the market's actually open. But market just opened, so we are going to be arming it in both directions. Of course, we are using the same settings as we have always been using. I think the last time we changed settings was back in December. We switched our ATM strategy to be 12 tick take profit, 12 tick stop loss back in January, I think. And we've left it on that because that's been a really good balance for the current volatility. Of course, I'll keep you guys posted if I make any changes. It's actually another pretty low volatility open. Okay, so it looks like we got our first fill here. It is a long fill and of course, it's in a regression mode open. So it looks like we had a triple stacked short imbalance, but we got filled long because we were in regression mode. Of course, we are going to be keeping the strategy armed by clicking the arm both button there. Essentially, that looks like it's actually making its way down to our stop loss, which would be unfortunate for the first trade of the day, but nothing to be too worried about if it did. We have a whole trading day ahead of us. But basically, the strategy does not let you enter trades while you are already in one. So what rearming it does is that it essentially keeps the strategy always on, and it's looking for another entry the second that you close yours, so you're keeping it in full automation. I don't really do a lot of selective arming and disarming anymore. It's just basically always keeping the strategy on and then just slightly modifying it with the mode changes between regression and trend. I hope you all had a wonderful Easter, by the way. Mine was really nice, but you know, weird year, but yeah. So it looks like price did make its way, at least for now. I hope it sticks up again in the downward direction. Bounced right off of this 4135.75 level, just below or just above our stop loss. It looks like it's making its way down again. That would be unfortunate. Wow, that's a high pucker factor trade right there. We may have escaped this one alive, fellas. Might have actually not had what happened in our last live stream, which was price just barely hit our stop loss, almost hit our take profit. I mean, you're always going to have those frustrating days at some point, but you can watch that live stream if you'd like on our past live streams playlist on the YouTube channel. Just to recap, guys, in case you were not certain, the reason why we did a regression mode open is that not only is a regression mode open a very common opening move, but price action did support that, as well as the fact that we didn't have the presence of any derived zones. So if there was a derived zone, let's say like way up here, and we had if this was the open, like it was just straight down, we would probably open in trend mode. But this is very obviously a zone of chop, no zones, and no extreme delta, so we couldn't make any decisions based off of that at this point. And it looks like we got filled there, which is awesome. So that puts us at $874 on the day. Of course, this is only one trade, so we have a lot more to go. But of course, we're going to keep it in regression mode here. So we haven't made any changes since market open. And of course, arm both mode. So it's going to automatically enter in the direction that it sees fit. What the hell? Microphone, had to unplug it and plug it back in, but looks like we're back. All right, so there's our second fill of the day. Sorry. So second entry of the day, my apologies. And it looks like this time we have our limit right at the low that was created on the two last bars here. So that's interesting. And of course, we're just going to be leaving it in arm both mode or rearming it there and leaving it in regression mode. Take a look at this point of contest here. It's very low on this previous bar. So I'm very confident that this trade is going to work out for us. We're having our first delta divergence right on this bar. So keep looking at that. Keep being aware. So as you can see, I don't really have any analysis to tell you guys right now. I'm kind of just letting the strategy do its thing. If I was looking at something and making a decision based off of it, I would tell you guys. But right now, I'm just watching this trade play out and kind of just twiddling my thumbs. Don't really have much to do here. Of course, we're waiting to see if something drastic happens. But, I mean, it's pretty much operating in autopilot at this mode. We just left it in regression mode since open. Getting pretty close to our profit target here, which is awesome. That would be really frustrating if that was the low on this bar.
Target filled.
Awesome. Looks like we got filled there.
Filled.
And we got put into a second trade directly after that. This one's in the long direction here. I'm actually also very confident about this because, of course, this has now almost 3 times been an area of support, and I'm assuming that this is just going to be the new range, but we'll see. Of course, if we get stopped out on this trade, we're going to switch it into trend mode. So another thing that's using your stops as decision makers. So if we get stopped out on this trade, switching it into trend mode, there's also the presence of this gigantic red automatically marked support and resistance line there. So, of course, waiting for it. And then if we get filled, we're going to leave it in regression mode. We've just been having such low volatility openings recently. It's been kind of frustrating, but you know, that's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Also, guys, we do have a Analytica Chart 4 Plus update coming out soon. It's actually a pretty major update. It's going to add a lot of new features. I don't have a complete list to give you guys yet, but we're doing beta testing right now. So once I'm ready to release, you'll all get a notification along with a download link.
Target filled.
Awesome. So that is our third win for the day, all 3 in a row. I think it is. Yeah, pretty sure. So as you can see, it's generally followed this pattern, just forming out this range here. And at least in the short term, we're going to expect it to do so. When I said that delta doesn't necessarily have a high correlation with what is going to happen if you're looking at delta in pre-market, here's exactly what I mean. So at the opening, we've had a very, very high correlation between delta and price since the opening. And then once the opening occurred, we had delta divergence here. This is almost a delta divergence. As you can see, delta is only negative 37, but very, very large price move in the downward direction. And of course, this one is not a delta divergence, but I'm just saying we're probably going to see the formation of a high entropy zone as well as this chop continuing, but you'll get it. Delta will become a more forward leading indicator once we see more price action form since the market opened. These low volatility days really mess with my head in terms of maintaining composure, especially during these live streams. I generally like to get my trading done as soon as possible throughout the day. It just helps me mentally. The longer a trading day goes on, the more stressed out I get. So it's definitely been an adjustment compared to the volatility that we've seen in recent months. So yeah, if you're seeing me kind of flounder, that's why. It's not affected my actual trading results. It's just affected how taxing trading is on me. I've actually had to take a little bit of a short break. I haven't traded since the last live stream, so this is my first day actually back. I think it was a good break, especially with Easter. Help me remain mindful. So I want you guys to take a look at something. Of course, we've seen this chopped form. However, look at the point of contest on all of these bars. Even on the bars that are at the top of this range, we're seeing a lot of the price action want to be at the bottom of this range. So it's, of course, skewed downward. And then this one, of course, is the only exception. But if we keep seeing that, that might be an actionable move, especially if we see a convergence of delta in the same way. So just always be mindful of these factors, and it helps you make a very informed decision based off of changing market conditions. All right, so looks like we have been pushed into a long trade here, and our entry is, I believe, where our take profit was for our second to last trade. So, or our last trade. It's pretty interesting. And it's right at this point of contention here. Well, of course, we're going to arm both while we're in the trade already. And yeah, I mean, we may... This is an awkward position, especially because of we're seeing price being biased in the downward direction, but we haven't seen anything that's going to indicate a clear breakout now. It's possible to get the direction correct, but of course the magnitude and the timing you can be wrong about. So generally that's what Polarity is supposed to pick up the slack for, is the timing. You don't really do a lot of timing with strategy. You have it on basically all the time, and then everything else tells you, of course, whether or not to be in regression or trend mode. And then it's a lot less mentally taxing to do those things, but I'm doing almost no mechanical input. I'm just saying, okay, I want it to do this, and it does it. So that would be really, really nice if we just get a really clean range form here and we get filled. But I know the world doesn't necessarily work that way, but it would sure be cool to see that. Also, guys, I am going to be live streaming tomorrow and on Thursday. So I'm going to do a 3-day back-to-back live stream. And, you know, that's just what needs to happen. That's just how it has to happen. So going to get myself in the zone for that. So expect an email for tonight and tomorrow on details for those live streams. So if you're not signed up for the email list, I highly suggest you do so. It's on the main page of our website. I really heavily dislike trading days with low volatility, but we're doing all right. We're keeping it together, and this could have easily tripped me out, and it didn't. You can see here, really low amount of volume at these levels below this marked out zone. That's very, very stark and very, very obvious. And of course, it's going to be helpful. I really hope price doesn't stick down here. If we get stomped out, of course, like before, we're going to be switching it into trend mode. So, of course, using our trade outcomes as trading decisions is generally not acceptable in trading, but when it's integrated into your strategy, it actually can be really, really useful, just like this one. So, very easy. You never really lose the feeling of, come on, price, go back up, no matter how much experience you have trading. And I still get that, where it's like you stress out about trades you're already in. And of course, there's no no effect on price from that, but I just think it's kind of funny. I think we have a pretty good chance of getting filled here, especially with this POC zone being so non-sticky. And price action generally supporting that it's going to continue to do what it's doing. Sorry, guys, there's not exactly a lot to talk about today. In regards to the market, it's a pretty simple day. We haven't made any mode switches, and I don't know. It's odd. It's definitely something to adapt to, but of course we're doing all right. I think I'm actually going to call it early
Target
here.
filled.
I'm not, I don't know, mentally it just doesn't seem correct to continue trading at this point. I think the slow price action is kind of stressful. And the lack of decision making is kind of gnawing away at me. I like to be in control, sort of, but it feels like I'm at the point where I just want to do a mode switch just for the hell of it. But I don't know. It just doesn't seem wise today. It's kind of it's the first day back after about a week, so it's I feel it'd be wise to just pick it back up again tomorrow. I mean, we raked in $3,500. I mean, that's only $1,500 off of our profit goal on the day, and we won all of our trades. So I mean, it just seems like it would be foolish to break that win streak, and we're already kind of in our head. So it's coming back is always a difficult process, but I mean, I think we did pretty well today. So yeah, guys, tune in tomorrow. I will send out a link where you guys will be able to join the live stream, of course, before it starts again. I know you guys have been pretty appreciative of that, so I'll make sure to continue doing that. But anyway, guys, thanks so much for tuning in today. If you guys haven't had the chance to check out the Analytica Chart 4 Plus, I did post a trial download link in the chat box, so you can go ahead and download that if you guys like. It's a pretty great software, and of course we have an installation guide on the YouTube channel, and if you purchase it, it does come with a guidebook.